Hi, everybody. It's Miss Miseraco here. And I'm going to help you if you were absent or didn't have your notebook supplies on how to set up your notebook. The first thing you should have a composition notebook. The one that I used last year is graph paper, and that's just a little easier if we're graphing something, which we'll do a lot of this year, is if you have the graph paper notebook. If you don't, that's not a big deal. We can make it work. So you should have collected some papers from me or Mr. Roweeder at school. And the first thing you want to do is to cut out and glue in this expectation sheet. Looks like this. So inside the front cover, you're going to want to have your notebook expectations. Then starting on the very next page, you're going to number the pages front and back. I kind of cheated a little bit and only did the odds. So I started at the next page and numbered that page number 1 and so on throughout the notebook. And I would go through about 30 or 40 or so just to get yourselves kind of started for the school year. Then you'll want to cut out your table of contents and glue that onto page number 1. And so it lists our different units that we're working on this year. So they include things like chemical reactions, the structure and properties of matter, force and motion, potential and kinetic energy, energy transfer, and then waves. And then once we get to that unit, you'll write what page it starts on. And that's just a way to kind of keep us organized. Again, that's the table of contents, should be glued in to page number 1. Then the next thing you're going to do, if I can get my slide to advance, is kind of cut and trim our first divider page. It's for chemical reactions. And I'm not exactly sure what color yours is printed on. Mine last year was printed on purple, so it looks like this. And so you want to trim it. The front side goes here. So it talks about chemical reactions. And then on the back, it's got some important information and it should be glued like this. And you want to glue it in such a way that when you're holding your notebook, it kind of serves as a tab. So when you're getting and want to look at chemical reaction materials, it's easy to find and access. So on the back side, it's got some information about the anchoring phenomena that we're going to look at. And that is, how can chemical reactions be used to describe the law of conservation of mass? It lists all of the Minnesota benchmarks that we're going to be working on. And then it goes through some three-dimensional things like the cross-cutting concepts. There are 7 of those. And then the 8 science and engineering practices, which you may or may not be familiar with those last 2 items. Again, those were the cross-cutting concepts and the scientific and engineering practices. Again, I hope this was helpful for you setting up your notebook. If you have any questions, please reach out. Or if you're unable to obtain a notebook for yourself, talk to Mr. Roweeder or myself and we can get one for you. Thanks.